Shazli, would you love to share?
What did you say?
Would you love to share?
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Where am I in my business right now? I'd say this is the beginning of my 4th year in the coaching business. So we deliver English coaching to multinationals, so B2B business and B2C, so business to business and business to customers. So we do both companies and private individuals. The first year was really good. I was the only main, let's say, coach. And now I have 10 coaches working with me.
Wow.
And we currently work with 7-8 companies, most of them being multinationals like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Webhelp, Toshiba, Kia Motors, Alstom, Nike, General Electric, etc. And what was the last question? Biggest challenge, right?
Yeah.
Biggest challenge for me right now, I would say, is delegating some of the tasks that I have. And I have a huge issue because I was born and raised in France, and I did also most of my studies in England. And then I came to Algeria in North Africa, a country that I didn't really know. And I found that we had a huge HR problem. So it's really hard to find the people who you can rely on and who are quite disciplined, who want to go the extra mile. I don't believe this is only an issue here. I believe it's become quite a global issue of finding people, who have as much appetite as you do, and people, who are willing to sacrifice time and do more than expecting, go beyond everything, beyond expectations. This is really my biggest challenge, finding the right people I can work with and delegate them some of the tasks I have, because in part of the tasks that I need to fulfill on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, some of them are, part of my ingredients of success. So
Right.
These are very touchy, confidential information. So I can't just hire anybody and then they would just take everything and do the same thing, So it's really hard. This is my biggest challenge right now. I have no idea how I can fix this.
Okay, so do you want to work with me a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Because I hear that that's your biggest challenge, but I also hear something else in your sharing that's kind of holding you back. And I'm wondering if you want to explore that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you say like hiring the right people and being worried about them taking your stuff, tell me a little bit more about that. What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear is that the business that I've created is like my little baby. So obviously I'm very attached to it. So I did everything from scratch, and every single process, be it in the HR, administration. I created my own website during the confinement as part of my personal challenge. Accountability, everything. I really worked on every piece of that cake. And it would really, let's say, hurt me that somebody just works for me, for example, for 3 months, 6 months, or a year, and then uses everything and against me, I would say. That's, I don't know if this is, something that I should really be afraid of, but it's true that when you give so much energy, time, when you sacrifice so much about something, and then you just hire somebody who wants to do the same thing against you. And this has happened to me.
I was just going to say, what does this remind you of? Because it has nothing to do with, people taking your stuff, because not everybody has the drive and determination. But what happened that you're still hanging on to?
I still have some fear, to go to the next move, next level. There are lots of people who tell me you should go faster, you should move faster, you should do more. But I don't want to move fast. I just want to move correctly. My goal isn't just to make $10,000 a month right now.
Wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but you just skirted around the question. So why are you doing that? What are you really afraid of? And even inside this conversation, you're afraid to really express it. So the
Probably
question was, what
failure,
happened?
maybe.
What happened?
I had people who kind of wanted to work with me or worked with me just to get inside the business and see how things were processed, and so that they could either give those pieces of information to my competitors or create their own thing. So they would just save time by pretending to be interested into working with me, and then just take everything that I've worked on, especially the process, especially the whole process.
Yeah. Does this remind you of anything else from the past? Where you worked really hard on something and somebody took it away from you or got credit for it?
Yeah, I think it did, probably in my previous jobs when I was an employee.
And did it even happen earlier than that? In
my
childhood?
Well, I come from a big family. I've got many brothers and sisters, so probably did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider where there's
most likely.
Yeah. Consider when there's a pattern, there's a story.
Yeah.
And now, how is this showing up inside your business? How is this really actually, what's the impact of hanging on to the things that have happened in the past? How is that impacting your business?
Right now, let's say that I have to spend much more time than usual in things that I know I shouldn't be working on, and at the same time, I am neglecting things that I actually could bring a bigger added value in. So, for example, there are tasks in the administration that I'm not happy doing, but I have to do because nobody else wants to do them. And there are things regarding, for example, business development or digital marketing strategies that I really love, spending time on, but I don't have as much time I want to spend on than I would like to, because I have to do other things.
Yeah, consider that's not it.
Yeah. Okay.
Consider that's not it. There's a even bigger. Yeah, that stuff. There's even a bigger impact because of your lack of trust.
Business development. I cannot develop maybe the business in a better way, in a faster way, or in a bigger way, maybe.
And what's the impact on you personally? What's your experience like growing your coaching business right now?
Physical, psychological traumas. No, I'm not traumas. I'm joking. But tiredness, lots of pressure, lots of. It's really heavy.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. It's really heavy to have to carry on all of this.
Yeah. Now, let's say that you can get rid of this story playing in the background, this belief that people are hard to trust and everybody's going to take your stuff and, the things that have happened in the past. If you could leave that in the past,
yeah,
how would you be showing up differently inside of your business? Who would you be?
I'd be much, let's say, much more confident about my next steps. I'd be like, okay, I don't really care if somebody wants to steal maybe something, because I know that there is a huge gap between what they can copy and what they can actually create. So,
they're not you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not me.
They're not you.
Exactly.
Right. And what else? When you're able to let this go, this belief that's actually in there, making you feel heavy and holding you back and having you micromanage and not trusting, who would you be being if that all just went away inside of your business?
Be much more powerful, I guess. Much more powerful in everything, in my process, in my business drive, in the passion, and in my time as well. I'll have more time. Be probably. I'm very confident about the business, the product, the service that we sell, but there are many interferences in between.
Beautiful.
And I would like to get rid of all those interferences, but sometimes you get to a point in which some of those things, they really have an impact, but you also need to find the right people.
Yeah. And consider this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for holding space, everybody. You know, I say that this is interactive because you never know what's going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
And I hope you're listening from like, what can I get for myself and what can I give to others? So, Chef, consider, right? It's not the tactics. It's not the strategies. You're at your upper limit and you're about ready to go to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that's getting in your way is the story that people can't be trusted.
Yeah.
And who do you attract when you have that story playing in the background?
Who do I attract?
Yeah.
Well,
if this story is playing in the background that people can't be trusted, who do you draw forward?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, I do obviously trust some people because I've got approximately 10 to 13 people working currently with me, but it's still hard sometimes. It's still hard, you know?
Yeah. Imagine if you were being powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you were being trusting. Imagine if you were being that person that's going to let go of the trust, the lack of trust, and really believe in people.
Yeah. The fear of failure also, I guess, you know, when you go to when you get to a certain level, I still believe I'm approximately at, I would say 10 or 15% of my whole potential in my business.
Yeah.
I really believe it's the case. I really believe that I'm still at 10%. I mean, I've done so many things from the beginning, but I've got so many ambitions that I know that there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
But there is also this fear of failure, to be honest. I mean, I'm scared, you know, because sometimes it's just like, how big do you want to become? How much responsibility do you want to have? Is this really the life that you want to go for?
Yeah.
I can feel that it's really hard right now. You know, I'm like, my whole time is taken. I'm really happy right now, but it's true that for the next step, I'll be like, oh my God, how do other people do when they have 200 people to manage? Or do they have a life? Do they enjoy this life? So many questions.
So many questions. So I'm going to share with you one of our 5 essential elements is unshakable belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And write this down, you guys. Once we step outside of our comfort zone, so imagine the 4 parts. Comfort zone, most people live their life inside their comfort zone. It's where, and it's not comfortable, it's just where we operate most of our life. Really safe, keeping ourselves protected. The next level is the fear zone. Once we take a big jump inside of our business, inside of our life, what your clients do, right? They take a jump to invest. We go into our fear zone. And then once we get outside of the fear by being in action, then we go into the learning zone where we can start learning new things. We find people that can help us, you know, with the things that we don't know how to do. And then we go into the growth zone. And growth sometimes is exponential for coaches that help see what's getting in their way. Now, this is what happens next. You get comfortable. Then you start the cycle all over again. See, then we keep pushing, right? So where you're at right now is you might be still a little bit inside your comfort zone because you got to the growth quickly. Yeah. And now you're here and you're ready to go to the next level.
Yeah.